So the other day I had this topic on my mind of whether or not I could go back to having a regular job. Now, it's been a while since I've been in the workforce. I actually left the workforce in 2017 to pursue my business full time, which is video production and content creation. Now, before I got into this profession, I used to be a school teacher. So I guess if I needed to go back, I could always go back to teaching. But the question is that even if I were to go back to having a regular job, would I even be a good employee, right? Would I be a good fit? And what type of job do I think I would need to satisfy me, my needs, and the way I've learned to move over the last couple of years? So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So let's just jump into it.
Gotta talk about my life as I see it.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now, if you're new here, my name is Jonathan Moore. I have a visual media company. I'm a creative entrepreneur, and I like to make videos like these for other creatives out there who are trying to build a life on their terms so they can get it how they live. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the concept or the prospect of me going back and having a regular job. Now, here's the thing. If I needed to go back and have a regular job, I probably could. Now, my resume probably needs to have the dust blown off of it because it's been 4 years, as I mentioned before, since I've been in the workforce full time. So I guess any potential employers would want to know what was up with that lapse of time. But like I said, I've been doing my business full time for the last 4 years. And no, I'm not out here. I'm not killing it, but I am doing well. I'm able to thrive and survive, and I'm able to get all the things that I need. So I was wondering about this, like, would I actually be able to go back and have a regular job? And the answer is, if I really needed to, yeah. Now, the problem is that I've learned how to move a little bit differently over the last couple of years, right? I've had more freedom, quote unquote, right? But I've been having more freedom as far as controlling my schedule and how I move around. Now, that's not to say that I don't do a lot of work and that I have to put a lot of hours in, because the reality is that it's been a hard grind, okay? I probably worked harder in these last 4 years than I ever worked on any job. But the thing about that is that it's also been super rewarding. It's been super gratifying. The way I'm able to spend time with my family, the way I'm able to control and have flexibility of my schedule has been a major game changer. And not only how I move about, but how I view making money. So with that being said, let's address some of the problems that I might run into when it comes to having a regular job. So my first question is, what would I even do, right? Like, what would I even do going back to having a job? As I mentioned before, I used to be a school teacher, so I guess I could always go back to that. But if I wanted to change careers or have a new career path, like, what would I even choose? The next problem that I might face is, how can I go about doing that job, right? Do I have to go somewhere and clock in and be in there from a certain time? I got to be there at this time and then I can leave at that time. I have a set schedule. It's these days at this time, right? How could I even do it? Because as I mentioned, I learned how to move around differently, right? I've gotten used to being able to be flexible with my schedule and knowing how to manage my time. So the question is that, how would I be able to perform the job? Would it be something that I feel suits my needs with the new skills that I've acquired over the last couple of years? And the last question is, would I even be a good employee, right? So before I left my job, I believe that I was actually a good employee, right? I was loyal, I was dedicated. I did what I needed to do, right? Now, I wasn't a standout employee. You weren't going to catch my plaque on the wall for Employee of the Month, but I was solid, I was reliable, and I was dependable. My biggest thing when I was an actual full-time employee was that always in the back of my mind, I knew that one day I eventually wanted to work for myself and do something. Now, I didn't have a track record to prove that I would be able to be successful at it, but I knew always in the back of my mind that that is something that I wanted to do and I wanted to explore. So now that I've been on the other side of things where I did go full-time, I did quit my job, I left that safety behind, and I placed those bets on myself, it's a little different now because I know that I'm able to do it. I've learned the process. I've learned so many things that I would have never learned if I just had a normal, regular job. And there's nothing wrong with having a regular job. All I'm saying is that I've learned, right? I've seen, right? Like, I've been on the other side of the fence and I know that I can survive out here. So the question is would I even be a good employee? Because in the back of my mind, I would always know that I could create something, get it up and running, and be successful at it. Not only at performing the task, but all the other soft skills that come along with building a business, whether it's being out networking, marketing, being able to talk to people, right? Being able to create connections and different networks, right? All of those soft skills that come into play when you're building up your business. So the thing about it is that I could be an employee, but would I be dedicated, right? Would that be my priority? Or would I always in the back of my mind be working on something in the background? Now, if a push came to a shove and there were certain benefits that I needed from having a regular job, I could definitely do it. That would be a challenge. Going back to the question before, is like, what would I do and how could I go about doing it? But if I absolutely needed to, I definitely could. And for me, that's kind of like a sickening thought to think that like somebody would be able to control my time. Somebody would be able to control my schedule, right? There's just so many factors at play. And that's why I'm sitting here like, not only what could I do, but how could I do it, right? The fact that I have to be here at this time and I can't leave till that time. It's kind of tough because I've been in a space now where I've just been able to control my own time and I've been able to be disciplined enough to learn time management and implement it in a way that helps me create success with my business. So once again, could I do it? Absolutely. If I needed to, push came to a shove, rock was in a hard spot, I had no other options, I definitely could go out there, work, grind, get to where I need to go and do the things that I need to do. But the question is would I be able to? And as of right now, it's just kind of tough. I don't know if I could ever see myself going back to having a regular job unless it met a certain criteria. And then, at that point in time, I might be open to it. But for me, it's pretty hard. So I don't know about you. If you're a freelancer, if you're a full-time, you have your own business going, you let me know. If you've been in the game for a couple of years and you've been able to sustain, do you think that you could go back to having a regular job? I don't know. That's an interesting question. So let me know down in the comments below. And that's it for me today, guys. So for all my people out there who are trying to build a life on their terms and get it how they live, this is your man, Jonathan Moore, and I'm signing out. Peace.